Hello, good yo-yo people. I'm Nate, and this is Let's Talk Yo-Yo. Today I am reviewing the Sucction, a collaboration yo-yo between A-RT and UNPRLD. This is my review of the Sucction. This is in the hand section. Does this yo-yo suction? So I have here the art edition, where you have the engravings of some original Jensen Kimmett art. If you didn't see my unboxing of this, it's kind of cool too. The paper packaging it was wrapped in also had a print of the art design as well. That's on the cups here, the cups. Pretty cool. Really unique design. You know, there's been a couple yo-yos that kind of have this sort of similarity, but none of them been exactly the same. So this is actually my first review and actually first owned UNPRLD yo-yo. I've played a few of their yo-yos, but I've never actually owned any of their product, and so I'm pretty excited to review something of theirs for the first time. So I have nothing to base my opinion on. I have reviewed just recently some A-RT things. I've reviewed, of course, the doorknob, which was their collaboration between them and SF. I also reviewed their Orphan, their wooden yo-yo. I also reviewed the big boy and as well, and or the wood boy, I'm sorry. And then I've also reviewed the quail. So I'm fairly familiar with A-RT's approach, but this right away, shape-wise and everything, definitely looks like an UNPRLD yo-yo as far as what my experience with UNPRLD has been. So very kind of classic V shape, but very kind of rounded off edges, so it's nice and wide and comfy, so it's gonna be fairly comfortable, but just a standard V shape, nothing drastic, nothing crazy. I don't know if there's any released CAD of this anywhere, but I'd be curious if it's just simply, you know, internally, if it's just straight down, or if there's anything in between here at all. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure that's completely just straight down and that there's no more weight towards the center. So all the weight then is pushed on these caps. So the body itself is 70-75, whereas the caps are 60-61. Has that sort of like hollow feel. You can even, as you sort of tap on it, you can definitely tell it has that hollow feel. So you can tell when you unscrew it that you can actually see a hole. You probably can't tell on camera, but you can see a hole that goes all the way through. It is not tapped off at the end there. There is kind of air flowing through there at all times, I guess. So it definitely is going to have that hollow feel to it. There is kind of a little bit of a lip there, so I wouldn't recommend getting maybe a longer axle. It might kind of push through there and kind of ruin the integrity of the actual design of the yo-yo. Those caps there, they do sort of slightly dome over, not drastically, but they do kind of suction probably into place there, which is probably where the name came from, I'm guessing. I don't know, honestly. It feels super light in the hand even. On paper, it's not super light, but it definitely feels like that light hollow feel. It's about 64.5 grams or so thereabouts. And so not super light, but not heavy by any means. But yeah, really solid design. Let's go ahead and play it, and we'll talk about how it plays on the string. Yeah, this yo-yo right away has that zippy sort of techie feel to it. I'm not much of a tech player. I like more laid back, smooth tricks, but I could see where this yo-yo is going to want to make you kind of push into faster tricks. And just a lot of fun. It has that kind of bouncy feel to it. It definitely has that hollow feel that other sort of hollow yo-yos have. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Now, as far as smoothness, it's fairly smooth, but it has that same sort of dices or even DK sort of feel to how smooth it is. It's not dead smooth because, well, you have caps on it, and so, but on the string, it is fairly smooth. Let's go ahead and do a couple of those standard tricks I talked about in my last review with the apathy. I'm going to do a couple different standard tricks to kind of just show how the yo-yo actually plays, how it handles string wraps and rejections and things like that. So we'll go ahead and start with a few string wraps, see how many we can get. This is a center Trac bearing that came with it, so it should get a decent amount of string wraps here. Yeah, no problem at all. As far as throwing a bind at the end of there, it wasn't really slowing down at all. It binds really well. Let's go ahead and throw a couple of regens. Yes, fairly stable. You know, I think those caps really help give it some stability. Let's go ahead and throw a gyroscopic flop to see more of that stability. Really nice. Yeah, really decent. You don't really have any wall there, and so it does reject fairly well. As far as horizontal, there might be a decent amount of drag there, but it is open, so you should have no problem keeping it on the plane. Yeah, it keeps the plane really nice for those horizontal type tricks. Of course, it's not going to do a finger spin. I mean, you could try. You can try to get it in that. Okay, you know, you could. Oh, losing control there, but you could hit that that lip a little bit. Of course, it's not going to be straight up. It's going to be a challenge, but you could do that. Plus, the engravings on here kind of feel a little bit weird, especially on the nail there. So, and I wouldn't really recommend that anyways. I want to keep the engravings as they are, and so over time it might kind of scratch at it. But I guess it's possible. As far as thumb grinds, they're not really going to be possible at all. I'd have to severely tilt it. I mean, I could try. Yeah, I mean, I had to really tilt that to get that in there. The other thing I wanted to show was a grind. Yeah, it keeps really great stability. Oh, I just got a knot. Getting knots out of there, by the way, is really easy. A nice open gap without really taking it apart. I've not had to take this yo-yo apart to get knots out very often. Yeah, grinds are good. And the surface finish is fairly decent. It's really not super aggressive on the blast there. A couple Eli hops and see what the... Yeah, that gap is super easy to hit. Definitely that sort of techie competition sort of drive. It's a really fun yo-yo to play though. It has that bounce to it. It's just kind of really enjoyable. It's going to be really easy to hit those tricks with, and it has that lighter feel, so you could probably play longer sessions with this. All right, let's go ahead and throw one of my tricks, and then we'll call it a day. I really enjoy the Sucction. It's a really beautiful yo-yo. I love that design work. Even the ones that are just plain are really cool. I can see a lot more of the art editions coming out. I mean, you have a blank canvas to work with. Love the way it plays. It has that, again, bouncy sort of feel to it. Definitely more of a tech-driven yo-yo. So that's going to do it for my review of the Sucction collaboration yo-yo between A-RT and UNPRLD. And as usual, good day and good yo-yo.